It is time to begin. Time to begin. Please take your seats. Please take your seats in the back. Please stop talking and sit down. Please take your seats. Please take your seats. And I'll start when I can hear the silence. Good evening, everybody. So, the final event of the 2013 conference. And, just as no conference can be absolutely perfect, well, this one, there's just a little blip, which is that the awards programs that should have been on each of your seats cannot be found. So, none of the presenters were ready to give you biographical details about the award recipients. Fortunately, they are all in the conference program. So you can read about their bios in the conference program, and I think we'll be just fine, but I do apologize for that. Now, most of you know that the Drug Policy Alliance was the merger of two organizations, the Drug Policy Foundation, created by Arnold Trebeck and Kevin Zietz in 1987-88, and the Industry Center, which I started as part of the Open Society Institute in 1994. And one of the brilliant ideas that Arnold and Kevin had was to start this awards program. And that's become a tradition to recognize people almost always who've been involved for many, many years of accomplishment, employing courage and decency and the values that we like to advance our agenda in all different walks of life, from scholarship and policing to journalism to medicine, whatever it might be. And so that's what we're going to do tonight. That's what we're going to do tonight. So I'm going to get it started right now. We added a few awards over the years, but I'm trying to keep this thing moving very quickly, so you're not going to hear almost anybody talk for more than a couple of minutes, or you're going to see me very rudely pushing them off the stage, even though they're getting the award of their lifetime. Now, let me jump right in. The first award is named after Edward Brecker. Edward Brecker was a science journalist who wrote a classic book some 40 years ago called Licit and Illicit Drugs, written by him and Consumer Reports. It was the model of sort of breakthrough journalistic book-length writing, and it helped transform the way all sorts of people thought about this stuff, from Ira Glasser to zillions of people in academia and politics and what have you. When he died in 1989, the New York Times, on the editorial page, had an obituary of this guy. I'm going to ask my beloved colleague Tony Newman to come up here and present it to the remarkable Phil Smith.
Hello, everybody. I just want to say I love that we are giving this award to Phil Smith. I've known Phil for a long, long time, and he's been doing this every single day for the last 15 years. I don't know how many people here read, and let's first also thank Dave Gordon for the Drug War Chronicle. There's so many things flying across our screen every day that's related to drug policy, international issues, what's happening in Latin America, Afghanistan, here at home, marijuana, treatment, overdose. Phil Smith writes about every single one of these stories every single week. He puts out 10 of these stories every week. We're all busy. If you only can read one email, if you read Phil Smith's email, you will know exactly what is going on in the war on drugs. He's been doing this. He's traveled to Afghanistan. He's traveled to Mexico. One of the things about this conference is we're trying to pull together all of our issues, whether it's treatment, getting people out of jail, whether it's legalizing marijuana, whether it's reducing overdose deaths. And Phil Smith, in his heart, he's been working on every one of these issues week in and week out. I say this sincerely. Phil Smith, we found out he's written 6,500 columns on the war on drugs in the last 20 years. There is no one probably
half years saying. So, to paraphrase Ira Glazer, how long are my remarks going to take? Not long. I want to say that I'm honored. Thank you, DPA. I mean, I really am honored. The Director Award has gone to a lot of very impressive people, and I'm glad to be added to that role. I also want to give a shout out to other people who are working in movement media, guys like Dean Becker at Drug Truth Network, and whatever he's doing these days, I don't know what it's called. Guys like Steve Wishia, who's at High Times, does Select Summer. We're not mainstream media, but we've been covering the beat for a long time and with great enthusiasm. I also want to mention my boss, Dave Gordon. In 1993, he formed the Drug Reform Coordination Network in 1993, and was a real pioneer in the use of the internet for political activism. And he deserves a big shout out for that. Dave, thank you very much. And look how far we've come in terms of social media in 20 years. I mean, it's really amazing. Our goal at DRCnet was to help coordinate drug reform efforts and to provide comprehensive coverage of drug policy reform issues. I got to tell you, you folks out here are making it much more difficult for me to do that. You, all your friends, all your allies, there's so much stuff happening now that it's a torrent. You know, 10 years ago, if someone introduced a bill to decriminalize marijuana somewhere, that was a feature story for us. Now that bill's got to pass. So you guys are making my job harder, and that's great. There is so much momentum going on here, so many things happening. You know, having too much to write about is the kind of problem I'd like to have as a movement journalist. Now, we're going to have to change to adapt to the increasing pace of reform activities here, so keep an eye on the Chronicle. You'll see some changes in the coming weeks. I also have to say, you know, I listened to Dorothy Gaines today, and that was heartbreaking. I had to, turn away and wipe my eyes. But we have to realize that Dorothy's story can be multiplied 100,000 times or 500,000 times. And this is a human tragedy on a massive scale that we're committing in this country. So yeah, we've got legal weed in Colorado and Washington, but we have a whole lot more to do. And I encourage all of you to keep on giving me material to write about until we get her done. Thank you.